have you taken that shirt off yet?
Um, yes, I took it off last night, but then threw it back on because
Come on, don't be shy. Show the people what you got. Corn.
Korn, and then
We
it's got the tour dates on the back.
that's a winner. And we're winners too because we got to see Corn last night in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a minor league hockey stadium. And we're about to dive on in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Vinyl
Vinyl
Stallions.
Stallions.
But yes, this will be another concert review. We are coming fresh off of Korn, like I said, in Indiana, kicking off their tour. I believe this was the third stop on the tour, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And what a show it was. I've never seen Korn. I've never honestly really been to a concert like that and with that kind of music and whatnot. And it was the most fun I've had in a long, long time and an experience nonetheless.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you liked it. So it was my second time seeing Korn. But first time was 9 years ago. It was at a music festival called Rock on the Range. They no longer have it anymore. But yeah, Rock on the Range 2013. They headlined the first night of it. I actually went there with the guitarist from Ice Cream Militia, Tanner Wirtz. Um, yeah, we had a great time. They rocked our socks off, and then when we saw them 9 years later in Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in good old Fort Wayne, they rocked our socks off again. Um, yeah, no, it was rowdy. The atmosphere was lively. They sold a ton of tickets. Like if it wasn't sold out, it was very close to sold out. Yeah, not many open seats at all. Very loud. Sound was bouncing off the wall. Two opening bands were Code Orange and Chevelle. We did not catch any of Code Orange's set, but we caught most of Chevelle's set. They were solid. Yeah, Korn really rocked the place. So yeah, Spruce. So this is your first time at a metal show. Um, what did you think of the mosh pit?
Well, I mean, I've heard of a mosh pit, so I'll take you back. I actually was telling Klep earlier that actually saw Stone Temple Pilots in like 2007 or 2008, and Scott was coming back. It literally might have been like the reunion tour or whatever it was, but I went and got it was at a Lake Erie Captains Stadium, which is up here in Cleveland, a minor league or baseball team. And so I got on there and I experienced the mosh pit a little bit, but I am again seventh, eighth grade, like not really getting into it. Fast forward to last night. Klep and I are standing literally in the middle of the entire like pit area, directly in line with the singer in the middle of the crowd. It was an amazing area to be. And as soon as Korn, so they put up this big kind of tarp that said Korn on it. It was on our story if any of you saw it. And then they dropped it. They all were going nuts. There wasn't any moshing happening for the first probably like 2 minutes. And then the guy right behind Klep pushes him and goes, "What are we doing?" And oh my gosh, we literally started it. We were like we were the first ones getting pushed. And so for the first song and a half, we were just in the thick of it. I couldn't even like pay attention to the music because I'm like, I'm just gonna get tossed if I like turn my attention away from this even for a sec.
Yeah, we tried turning around and like seeing what was going on with the stage, and it was like you really had to be careful because you were gonna have an elbow or something hitting you from behind, and so we eventually made our way out of the mosh pit because we weren't trying to do that for a whole 2 hours, but yeah, it was definitely fun to get a little taste.
Dude, I gotta call out real quick as well that you literally like mentioned the mosh pit when you asked me to go to this concert. And by the way, I wasn't supposed to go. We mentioned how Klep was going to this concert. I was not supposed to go. And then Klep's buddy, who was supposed to go, had to leave town for work. So Klep was like, "You want to drive up to Indiana for the night?" And I wouldn't be a stallion if I didn't. So of course I said yes. And he told me, he's like, "So they'll be moshing, but I don't like to mosh. I like to stand on the side and help the people so they don't get stepped on." And dude, within the first like 45 seconds, a 16-year-old fell in front of Klep and he picked him up. And I was like, this is exactly what you said.
Yeah, do people fall and you see everyone else is going crazy around them, so there's got to be somebody looking out for the people falling because if nobody pulls them up, they're gonna break a few ribs.
Yeah.
And also, one thing that was different about that mosh pit's like the people in there. Maybe it was just because most of the metal shows I've been to were when I was younger, but the people in that mosh pit were not that big. Like we were some of the larger people in there. What I remember from metal mosh pits when I was younger are like these 6'5", like 250-pound dudes, like tossing people around with one arm. And so like that was like why I was always like, yeah, we'll let the others hop in that, and I'll just scoop people up off the ground that fall.
Dude,
But
like,
I think we could have held our own in that mosh pit if we would have stayed there for a while longer.
but we didn't plan on it. Want to know why? Because of that young lad right there, the stallion boy himself.
The
We're there.
music, we had to see the
I'm
music.
there for the music. I don't give a shit about pushing. Um, that was crazy. I just before we dive into this set, I again just want to talk about just like the people that I saw and just experiences I have been. I went and got a hot dog and a water right when Chevelle was ending, and I dude, there was a guy like getting arrested screaming. He's like, "I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy," and was being taken out by two cops. And everyone there was like, "Dude, didn't even like see a bit of corn. Like, was it worth it?" So that happened,
That,
man.
my friends, is why you don't get too drunk at a concert.
Yeah, and dude, there was a bunch of again like just like high schoolers, I think, but like so like we were standing again in front of the mosh pit, but from the mosh pit, people were like stage dive or crowd surfing, but like getting tossed up where everyone's watching the show, so you don't see these these kids getting tossed. And dude, there was one or two times where like a girl and like two guys like just absolutely yeeted like Prince did in that Rock Hall induct ceremony while my guitar gently weeps live performance. Yeeted. And me and Club were like, "Are they and then right back to the music. I saw a gentleman as well in a wheelchair crowd surf, which was incredible as well. I've never seen that, and oh my god, that was awesome. And then, yeah, I don't even know, man. Everyone was honestly very friendly. That's honestly what I can say. Everyone was, yeah, they're just I have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, metal shows go hard, and yeah, like the crowd is always rowdy, it seems, and yeah, like they did not disappoint.
No, they did not. But yeah, let's get into the set list. So for the most part, they're kind of playing the same set list. Again, this was only the third concert, so it can change here and there. And they definitely did change kind of what we were expecting. But they started with Forgotten as their first song.
Yeah, and Forgotten is the first song off their new album, Requiem. Um, was actually released a couple months ago, February 2022. So yeah, they started that off. A few shows before us, the first show of the tour um, was the live debut of the song, and it was pretty good. The crowd excitement hadn't quite picked up during this song yet. I think mostly because everyone's like, "Oh, this is new Korn. Like, let's just listen to it." Um, so yeah, that's how they opened it, and then they went right into a banger, "Got the Life," and that's when the moshing started. And yeah, "Got the Life" is off of "Follow the Leader," one of their more popular albums, and yeah, that's one that a lot of people know. It's pretty easy to dance to, sort of like just a staple of that new metal genre.
Yeah, you said it, and it was something that just did surprise me. Like, it was very dancey, like very dancey music last night, where I was just like moving my hips and like getting into it, which
Yeah,
very much surprised me. And yeah, those first two were great. I love, dude. They're all rocking just like trench coats, or I don't even know what they are, but just black trench coats, black like I don't even know how to describe. Like, what was the lead singer wearing? Like, what would you say? Like,
yeah. I
like a
It's almost like
Matrix?
a dress.
Yeah, like a Matrix kind of like dress.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, since this band's been around since like the early to mid '90s, like these dudes are like in their 50s or 60s and still just wearing the craziest shit.
And so that was awesome. That stood out immediately. And then the drummer had like a tree, like a tree holding a symbol in like the middle of his set. We'll post a picture on our social media to show you guys what we're talking about, but never seen anything like that before as well in any drum kit.
Yeah, Ray Luzier is his name. So yeah, he's a pretty prominent drummer. He has a large Instagram following, and he does a ton of videos where he's doing different technical breakdowns of certain, paradiddles or other drum rudiments. Yeah, Ray Luzier. And honestly, I do not remember that symbol from the first time I saw them. Um, yeah, they like he used that symbol. It adds a certain sound that is sort of a staple of Korn music, and I'm sure you noticed like his snare drum, very unique, distinct sound to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that music would just hit in regards to bringing you low again. I mean, it wasn't a goop it or anything, but they would just bring you low and he would like sing very long. He would like hold on notes. I wasn't expecting him to sing like that as much, and then it would just go to and
Yeah,
like always consistent in every song, and the energy that they all of them brought, all performers were just bobbing their heads like completely flat back. Like it was it like you had to bob your head when you're there. You didn't have a choice.
yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, so from Got the Life, they went into Here to Stay, which is the first song off of Untouchables. And they shouted this album out because that came out in 2002. So this is the 20th anniversary of Untouchables. But yeah, Here to Stay is the first song off that album. Another pretty popular Korn song. And yeah, they rocked that one out.
Yeah, that one was a blast. That's when I like just started easing into the concert. Honestly, like I wasn't looking around as much. I was starting to just
Hmm.
focus strictly on what was to come. Um, and yeah, and honestly, these songs like flew like a medley is what it felt like because it was just one after another, and they're relatively short songs for the most part. And I say short
Hmm.
in regards to like not jam band, 10 plus minutes. Um, but yeah, it was just a medley of of song after song after song.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, And then so after Here to Stay, they played a song called Start the Healing, which is also off the new album. Um, and so yeah, I mean, you knew you were going to see some new stuff because new album 2 months ago. I mean, this is the Requiem tour, so yeah, of course. And this song was actually the lead single. So this came out in November 2021. So this song, fans knew about. Um, yeah, it was cool to see it played live. And I believe so. They actually just finished a separate tour at the um, beginning of February. So they only took a month break before starting this new tour. But they did play Start the Healing towards the end of that previous tour. So yeah, Forgotten, this tour was when they debuted it, but Start the Healing, it had already been debuted. And after that, they played a song, and they even said it themselves that they don't play live a lot, called No One's There. And this was when they shouted out Untouchables, because this is the last song on Untouchables. And yeah, it's sort of a slower jam. Kind of gave everyone a little bit of a chance to catch their breath because there was some pretty hard moshing during Got the Life, Here to Stay, and Start the Healing.
Yeah, no, I was excited to hear that and hear that they were just like switching it up a little bit as well from their normal night. So that was very cool. Yeah, 20 years since that album came out. That's crazy. I think that they've been
And
that
that was like their fourth album, I believe.
that's wild. Um, yeah, no, that that was a good one. And like during that time as well, like
Fifth album.
fifth album. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
20 years. So dang, they've been around for a minute. Um, but man, yeah. But again, during that time, I just kind of looked around as well. Like that stadium we were in was really cool. I thought like very just small, packed. But walking into it, it was like a rotunda kind of feel. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And again, we were dead in the middle of that just entire building. It like we were right underneath like that middle scoreboard for the hockey arena. Um, so yeah, during that song, guys, vividly remember as well, just kind of taking it in, which was cool. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, from there we go into number 6, Shoots and Ladders.
And yeah, what did you think when you saw that bagpipe come out?
I, like the last thing I would have never expected that at a Korn show. Like I did not see that coming. I usually like I'll take a video like here and there and whatnot. I just like to remember just like certain like where I stood for concerts and certain moments, I guess. But man, I found myself so much this concert. And in that moment, I was like, no one's gonna believe I just went to Korn and this man came out, dun, 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 like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. That song's off their first album, and that's sort of one of their staples. I saw them play that song when I saw them in 2013, and honestly, I'd be surprised if they didn't play that song at most shows. But yeah, Jonathan Davis, the lead singer, he's the one who plays it, and yeah, just that song in general is so wacky because it's just like a bunch of like riddles or nursery rhymes from when you're younger, like 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And I mean, it starts out with the ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies.
Dude, yeah, that one. I first thought they were just gonna like stick to like one of them, and then they kept like switching them up, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, and then remember they cut into One by Metallica?
Yeah, yes, yes, dude, that is right,
That was crazy.
dude. Damn, that was a blast. Yeah, that one I was not expecting. Um, Again, they just sing these nursery rhymes and just right back into it's
Yeah.
so good. The energy.
One thing that I noticed too, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts because you actually play guitar. Um, so the two guitarists are James Schaefer and Brian Welch. And do you have any clue which one was playing lead or which one was playing rhythm?
Oh no, not at all. Like I mean, they were literally
Same.
going back and forth. Yeah, no, I was watching their hands and kind of just what they were each doing and utilizing the whole guitar, which was really cool. Um, Never really like, I mean, obviously they like rip and can shred, but it wasn't really like fast shredding, but more like emphasis on just like certain sounds and um I don't know, just getting to that like one certain sound instead of I don't know, plucking all the way in between. But no, I like do they specify in their biography or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. Technically, Brian is the lead guitarist. I believe he was the one who, from our point of view, was all the way on the left, and then James Schaefer, he's the rhythm, and so he would have been the guy that was all the way on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sort of on an island because they had the bassist, and I don't actually know who was playing bass because the normal bassist Reggie Arvizu is not touring with the band currently. And I never actually took the time to figure out who was playing bass with them on this tour. Um, I mean, he did a fine job. Like he filled in amicably.
we'll just call him Turtle from Entourage.
Yeah.
um but yeah, no, they all got very, very into it and that just got I mean, again, when they were all like when they were like playing their instruments but like completely like looking down and just staring at the floor, like what a way to play your instrument. I'm gonna start doing that at my house.
Yeah. Yeah, so after Shoots and Ladders with they segged right into One by Metallica. After that, they went into a song called Lost in the Grandeur, which is another one off the new album Requiem. Um, so yeah, that one pretty cool. Again, it's just nice hearing all these new songs live that you haven't heard before. I mean, that's one of the cool things about you follow a band for a while. You go to enough shows and you've heard a lot of the same songs. So when you get that new album, it's nice when they play a bunch of the songs off it. You get some new stuff. Um, yeah, so after that, they went into a classic, Y'all Want a Single. And the way they opened that up was very interesting. I had a feeling that's where they were going with it. Um, yeah, um, Jonathan, he basically told everyone, put both both your middle fingers up at the sky and yell, fuck that.
Dude, that one was I got like yeah, I didn't know that was gonna lead directly into that song. I honestly didn't know that song that well. But dude, everyone fuck that. Y'all motherfuckers
Yo,
fuck
what a single say, fuck that.
that. Y'all wanna say
Yep.
that? Fuck that. Dude, that was hype. That just had the place just bobbing. And dude, that
Yeah,
let us sound like a medley of like songs from there, like for the rest of the show.
yeah, I think that was probably the peak of the mosh pit too, because we had already gotten away from it, and when that song started playing, we were getting bumped again.
So yeah, I didn't even talk about my royal mistake. So we were honestly up past the mosh pit, but I don't know. There's this one kid. I thought he was like getting up. I let him through, but then his buddy was there, and his buddy just had a horrible stench to him, and he was just rubbing up. Like I don't know why I let him in front of us, but I did. But then he just kept bumping into us, and that song he was like motherfuckers, fuck that, and like just rubbing up against me like cheese to a grater, and they have had, dude. I mean, shouts to those two kids. They made it up probably to the fourth row or something by the end of the show, but it seemed like a royal mistake. But they moved on to their journey to the front.
Yeah. Yeah, so after y'all won a single, they went into personal favorite of mine, but one of their more well-known songs, "Falling Away from Me." That's off of Issues, which is their fourth album. Um, yeah, I mean that's just I saw them play that song in 2013 as well, and just looking through a lot of their setlist history, they play that song live a lot, and I mean it's a great song. Like it hit.
Yeah, definitely that one did. Following up is the worst is on its way.
Yep,
Um,
and that was another one off the new album.
yeah, those ones were fun. Honestly, I really, like you said, did enjoy just hearing what kind of new material they did have out or have coming out. Or so, is there a new album out? I'm sorry, did you already say that?
Yeah, yeah, it came out 2 months ago in
Okay.
February, or I. That's not even 2 months. That's 1 month
Where are
ago.
we? Where are we? What time is it?
um, yeah, no, it came out in February, so yeah, just last month, and they wasted no time, and yeah, February 4th. So yeah, like
Anyways.
about a month later, already hitting the road.
Yeah, and just coming off of another tour as well, like a month or two before, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah,
50 years old or
and
whatever they are.
I'm pretty sure that tour was supposed to end earlier, but I think they had some shows that they had to reschedule due to COVID and whatnot. So I think that sort of pushed it back, but they just were like, well, we're not going to mess with the Requiem tour. Like, those dates are there. Like, we're just going to play it, send it.
I love it. Um,
And you can tell they love playing out. So, like, why would they care?
dude, right? I couldn't imagine anything more fun in my entire life. Um, but so this is when I knew the fun was honestly beginning, and we were coming near the end of the concert. Was the next one coming undone, and this one was a blast. I remember just everyone around us singing it.
Yeah, if you played NFL Street, the video game, then you should know this one. Yeah, and they did a little "We Will Rock You" teaser in there.
Always fun when you have a crowd.
hmm
And of
Um,
course, where do they end the actual meat of the set with?
"Freak on a Leash," which, yeah, I mean, their most popular song, like, can't beat it. So yeah, they ended with "Freak on a Leash," and I mean, they killed it. Like, it was a great performance of that song. Um, and so then honestly, the break between the core set list and the encore did, like, tell me if I'm wrong, but like it almost felt like they didn't even take a break. Like they had, like, their sound crew and stuff messing around with a few things, but like it still felt like they were still up there on the stage and there's, like, stuff going on.
Yeah, no, yeah, obviously it was like dark up there and whatnot, but it wasn't long at all. Like they came out quickly, and yeah, we were getting ready for the end as well. Since we had to drive back to Toledo from Indiana that night, so uh, I told Club, I'm like, all right, well, let's keep an eye out and see. We knew they were most likely going to end with Blind, um, which they did. And but dude, they flew through that encore. Like that encore felt so short for how many songs they actually did play.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, so they started it off too with like a little medley of sorts. Um, yeah, so it went from "It's On" to "Trash" to "Did My Time," just like all in one. And yeah, from there they went to "Twist." And "Twist," I believe, is off of Life is Peachy. Yeah, Twist is off of Life is Peachy, and then so from there they went into another song off of Life is Peachy, A.D.I.D.A.S, or A.D.I.D.A.S, however you want to say it. And then after that, and like Spruce said, like this all still feels just like one song. And so then from there they went to Clown, and then Ray Lugier did a killer drum solo. Yeah, just tore the kid apart, and then they closed it out with Blind. And Blind went hard. The mosh pit went crazy, and yeah, that it seems like Blind, they either play as the first or last song on every set.
The people went hard. Like there was the mosh we've been talking about behind us, but another one happened right in front of us as soon as that
Yeah.
intro and whatnot kicked in. Um, yeah, no, that was crazy, and yeah, we, as always, time it perfectly. As soon as the last note was being strung out, I was like, "Go, go, go!" I was filming it, but as I was walking, my camera was still on, so I just have everyone just going, "Yes, yes, and
We want a signal.
and yeah, so it's great. I don't know. We'll post something for when this episode comes out, so just look at our social for that. But uh altogether, like I said, a great concert, an experience I've never had before. We'll definitely want to go back to not just a Korn concert, but like there's a couple certain metal bands coming here this summer, and I don't want to say I really want to go, but like I really, really would like to go to a couple.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they're always fun. Like I'm always game.
I know, and that's what scares me because I will just say pit tickets to Rage, ready break, and we'll just. I would love to see
Yeah.
Tommy.
Now you got me pulling up tour dates.
All right, corn, you corn boy. But yeah, that it was fantastic concert. Like I said, I'm really glad I was able to go. Thank you for inviting another stallion when another one had to drop out. And yeah, that about wraps it up, I think. Got anything else for these fine fellas and ladies out here?
I think that's it.
Well, beautiful. Well, as you notice, you can see our faces. So this was obviously our first review via
Video.
camera. And we will be
Yeah.
doing many more coming here soon. It'll be fun. You'll get to see some reactions, see some interviews, see some peeps, see Klep leave just as he did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Vinyl Stallions. I'm Spruce. He's Klep. And have a good night.